Hi guys, this is Daniel again. In this video I want to talk about how Joe Rogan increased his intelligence. Now if you don't know who Joe Rogan is, basically he's the biggest podcaster in the entire world. Every week he has millions of people tune in to listen to him interview all types of different guests. What I've noticed is Joe Rogan has significantly increased his intelligence over say the last 5 years. I'm not sure if you've noticed it as well. If you haven't noticed, I suggest you go back and look at some of Joe Rogan's old podcasts from say 5 years ago and then compare it to some of his more recent ones and just have a look at how he is able to reason, how he is able to absorb ideas, understand ideas, and converse with people who are very intelligent. What I've noticed is that Joe Rogan's ability to reason and to understand new ideas has significantly increased, and that is because he has increased his intelligence substantially. I've figured out how he has done it, and it's kind of a two-part combination of how Joe Rogan has increased his intelligence. The first part is simply just by doing the podcast, by exposing himself to thousands and thousands of new ideas from people from all over the world, from all different professions, experts in their field, people with new ideas, people with unique ideas that he hasn't been exposed to before. He exposes his mind to all these new ideas on a regular basis. That is the first part in how Joe Rogan has increased his intelligence. It's simply by exposing himself to so many new ideas, far more new ideas than anyone else normally exposes themselves to, far more new ideas than anyone would usually see in their everyday life. But that's only the first part of how Joe Rogan has increased his intelligence. It's not simply by just exposing himself to so many new ideas. Joe Rogan has a very high level of compassion and empathy. And what this does is it allows him to really try and understand the ideas and the philosophies of the people who he is interviewing. He really tries to understand their ideas, their perspective on the world. Even if he doesn't understand it, even if he doesn't agree with it, he really tries to understand it for the purpose of his podcast, for the purpose of the interview. He tries as hard as possible. And that is because he has the high levels of compassion and empathy. Now, I think he has far higher levels of compassion and empathy than the average person, and this is the second pillar that has enabled him to increase his intelligence. So it's kind of a two-pillar combination. On the one hand, it is exposing himself to all these new ideas, thousands of new ideas on a regular basis, and on the other hand, it is trying as hard as possible to absorb those new ideas into his mind, really understand these new ideas, really comprehend the worldview, the philosophies of the people who he is interviewing. This is what is unique to Joe Rogan, and this is how he has increased his intelligence substantially. Now, obviously, Joe Rogan is not a genius. I think he has increased his intelligence substantially, but he started from a low base. I think he started from a below average intelligence, say 5 years ago, and he has increased that to now an above average intelligence. So he's still not a genius by any measure, but that is a huge increase and definitely something that other people could strive for, something that other people could copy and use to increase their own intelligence. Now, if you want to do this yourself, to increase your own intelligence in the same way, first of all, you'd have to do the same things that Joe Rogan has done. You'd need to expose yourself to all these new ideas on a regular basis, consistently, every single week, a new idea you haven't heard of before, a new idea you might not be able to understand, a new idea you might not agree with. You need to expose yourself to it and really try as hard as possible to understand it, to really understand the ins and outs of that new idea. That is what Joe Rogan does every single week for years and years and years, and that is how he has increased his intelligence. So if you want to do the same thing, that is one method you could use to increase your intelligence. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know I'm on a mission to increase my intelligence to the maximum human limit. I've already increased my intelligence by 13 points, and I'm going to gain a lot more. The methods I've used to increase my intelligence are a lot faster, a lot more effective than the method that Joe Rogan has used accidentally to increase his intelligence. The methods I've chosen to increase my intelligence are basically a form of training combined with a lifestyle optimization, a diet and health optimization, combined with supplementation and nootropics to enhance the effect of the training. That is the main method I am using to increase my intelligence. As I mentioned before, I've already gained at least 13 IQ points. I actually think I'm far higher now, but I'm not going to test again until next year. If you're interested in increasing your intelligence as well, you can subscribe to this channel and I'll keep you up to date with all the different things I'm trying on myself to increase my own intelligence. I'm on a mission to increase my intelligence to the maximum human limit, and I'll keep you guys updated on this channel with everything I try on myself. I'd also appreciate it if you could like the video and leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you if you have any questions or comments at all. We also have a private Telegram group that you can join. The link is in the description, and join the discussion of how we are increasing our intelligence, the things we are looking at, the new ideas we are exploring to increase our intelligence as a group, as a community. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'll put a link to my handle as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.